Poštovani gledaoci, dobar dan. Vi gledate još jedno izdanje emisije Pola, sata, Demostata. Naš današnji gost je ambasador Ukrajine, gospodin Volodimir Tolkač. Your Excellency, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Glad to see you and thanks for your invitation.
Thank you for coming and for being a guest in half an hour of Demostat. Let's start with our first question and the situation in the United States of America. Undoubtedly, the biggest event this year is what happened in the elections in the United States and the election of Donald Trump. What does Ukraine expect from this change in the politics?
First of all, thanks God that we have our deal with democratic system and democratic state. In this case, I think that the situation and the changes of first of all foreign policy of United States, it wouldn't so significant as, for example, in some dictator regime system, as in Russia, who can change directly their position from pro-European to anti-NATO and anti-European and anti-West position. In this case, I think that the general line of foreign policy of the United States would be the stable, only some new little changes we would see in the nearest future. I think that also it's very important for all of us to stop this war. Only one thing that all Ukrainians looking forward how it would be solved. We would like to see our state in the same boundary as we have at the period of collapse of Soviet Union. It means that in the 1991 first. And second, we would like also to see some how all international community will support to solve, first of all, the principle of international law. I mean, territorial integrity of Ukraine, as well as because Ukrainian example, it would be very may demand a lot of system in the world. And I think that, first of all, we need to keep the stability in the world. And stability would be great if we will do it according to the international law and principles of this law. Territorial integrity, independent states, not interference to the independent state, and so on. That's what I think, and I think that I am sure that American political system will help all of us to defend these principles, first of all.
Mr. Ambassador, Trump promised that he would end the war in 24 hours. Is that realistic?
I not think that it would be realistic. It's some kind of good device how to do it in the future. But unfortunately, it would be very difficult and long negotiations because all day, today it's more than 1,000 days of this war, all days gave us new and new food for thought and new circumstances about this war. So intention to stop in 1 hour, it's good intention. But how to do it in the 1 hour, there is the problem for all of us.
Some of our colleagues from the West are afraid that the Western allies will now abandon Ukraine. What do you think about that? Are there fears that this will happen?
All people in the world may tired of some difficulty that they have around them. if for my country, for my citizens, this situation painful, and we can't tired because in this case we lost ourselves. We lost, first of all, our self-identity. As Russian told, as a younger brother, and we will become some kind of Russian community. For all other people, this situation, this tragedy of our state, it's a little bit far, and they cannot feel it's so painful as for us, as we feel it. And in this case, yes, all politicians, all people in the European country, in other world, they day to day they tired with this conflict and they want to stop it, and they try to redirect their attention for some other issues. Today, you see, we have new problem in east countries today, Syria. And how it would be. So new day give new food. So, but I'm sure that we need to demonstrate for all other world community that nobody can violate something and not to be punished. In this case, I'm waiting that a situation maybe wouldn't our others wouldn't be so active but stable as they promised us.
Following the Trump's victory, can we say that the formula of peace as well as the plan of victory are actually good starting points for negotiations when it comes to Ukraine?
You see, formula of peace from the beginning, based on all principle of United National principles. It's nothing new for all of us. We only would like to renew these principles and put it on the table once more, to reiterate our intention to keep these principles and to be for all countries of the world. You may see nothing else. And we need only reiterate our intention to keep these principles and to build peace in Ukraine as well and the other world in one stable platform. Please tell me what's new for Serbia or for Ukraine. We and you always declared that we would like to keep territorial integrity of our countries. Nothing else. So I think that we lost our stable world that we keep from the Second World War, or we need to confirm our intention to keep these rules that we declared after Second World War.
You mentioned Serbia. How satisfied is Ukraine and you as the embassy with Serbia's support since the beginning of the war?
First of all, I try to divide your question in two parts. First of all, we highly appreciate and satisfy with all activities that demonstrated and have done Serbian side for Ukraine in humanitarian sphere. Really, Serbia, one of Balkan countries who gave the significant support for us. It's not only support, financial support that you donated this year. I mean, more than $50 million. for our financial system. It's not only support that you gave us in the past, and as I know, your government also intend to give us support to our electricity system by spare parts for our electricity network. But also a lot of Serbians explain their support for Ukrainians, and they very good understand us what tragic situation we have in our country. My question for the first part wouldn't be full if I not mentioned the support that gave your First Lady. I mean, it's not First Lady, it's spouse of your President, Mr. Vučić, Tamara Bajčić. It's medical car. It's a lot of things. It's first of all their attention to our problem and cooperation. It's not secret that last year Mrs. Vučić invited our First Lady, Olena Zelenska, to visit in May this year Belgrade, and this visit was successful for us and for you. So we may say that this soft diplomacy gave us some good and significant sign for a future. Other side of this question, it's political one. I can't say that and give some suggestion to your political leaders as well, to your president. All of you, I would like to keep the principle of political independence and sovereignty of your country. Really, we would be more glad to see more clear and active position in not only on the multilateral level that gave your country to us in the UN and other international organizations, but to join sanction of the European Union. But it's your own deal and your own opinion. You much more better understand what's better for your country. So let's see how it will be in the future. I think that we need to reiterate and to come back to our friend relation that we historically had between our country all this time. And I am sure that we can do it, and we will do it in the future in all levels. Maybe I'm very glad that next step at the end of this year that your president appointed my colleague, new ambassador to Kyiv. I am sure that we will have good cooperation with him and boost our cooperation in the nearest future.
In this case, how important is NATO for both Ukraine and Serbia?
You see, it's a very interesting question because we look for the NATO from few sides. We very good remember 1999, the NATO operation here in Serbia. I only want to refresh your memory and say that Ukraine never supported this operation. We, from the first step, we always against because this operation. But today, for Ukraine, situation is dramatically other than for Serbia. You are in the center of Europe. All your neighbors' country, the members of NATO, And in this case, I don't think that you feel some enemy from these countries. In our side, it's very interesting, but when our people and we try to insist and return to our course to Euro integration, first step of Russian Federation in 2014, it was beginning of occupation of Crimea, then east of Ukraine. Today, this occupation just continue. What I can tell you, only we never hide our intention to integrate to the European country. And today we see this process of Russian aggression as some kind of punishment that we don't want to be together with Russia. We would like to be with all other peace, but not with Russia in one boat. So Russia is our neighbor. We cannot push them back or create some kind of sea between us. And in this case, NATO for us, it's only one opinion or one what can give us security from Russian occupation. I may also point out that before the beginning of Russian occupation in Crimea and east of Ukraine, Ukrainian public opinion wouldn't be so determined to join NATO. Only after the beginning of aggression of Russian Federation against Ukraine, our opinion and cardinally exchanged, and now all Ukrainians look to join NATO and to have this umbrella for security umbrella for all of us.
And what it means for Serbia to become a member of NATO? What would NATO bring to Serbia? Stability, safety?
I can't give you suggestion because Serbia always proclaimed in all history, in nearly history, always proclaimed their independence from all blocs. And Serbia, one of the leader of this movement, anti-bloc movement. I only may say you that you may do it very clearly. You may do it when you stay in this situation. Nobody try to occupy your territory. I think that this decision might be done only after some kind of referendum, when your people try to understand they would like to join this security system or no, as well as Serbia would like to integrate quickly to European Union or no. It's not a decision of one person. Maybe very smart, maybe leader of your country, but it's decision of all your society.
And it's definitely a question of safety, because, as you said, Serbia is surrounded by NATO members. Getting back to the war in Ukraine, how satisfied have you been with media reporting here in Serbia about the war in Ukraine?
You see, media of Serbia historically very depend from Russian media, and a lot of your newspapers and websites write Russian narratives about this war. A lot of them it's really lie, nothing else. But what I can tell you, last time I may see some other movement from pro-Russian position to some balanced or pro-Ukrainian position. In my mind, the beginning of this full-scale war against Ukraine raised a lot of questions inside within the Serbian society. Serbians, as Ukrainian, cannot understand why and how. Why we need to occupy territory. Why we need to not to speak, but to push by weapons somebody and try to agree with Russian opinions, Ukrainians or somebody else. So there are a lot of questions for all of us. Sometimes I cannot understand. It's crazy when I saw some slogans. Crimea is Russia, Kosovo it's Serbia. Because when I see these slogans, I can't understand where is the logical of this. But really, we need to work. We need to work together because we need to give us society with all historical problems and some clear picture of our world for this day.
Unfortunately, we have seen a lot of disinformation, especially when it comes to the war in Ukraine. The Serbian media space has been polluted completely with this, but we will continue to defend against this.
Yeah, thank you first of all for your for Demostata, for all other democratic websites and companies that give us this support and give us this opportunity to spread our opinion and information about the war in Ukraine, because the war in Ukraine, it's one more tragic in all the peace. We try to stop it. You mentioned about peace formula of our president. We spent more than 1,000 days of this war. We lost a lot of our defenders as well as our civilians in this war. And we can't say that we see some end of this tragic of our people. I may only say that we need to spread this information for all of us, because sometimes really it's crazy to see North Korean soldiers that also take part in this war on the Russian side, or when Russians came to Ukraine and can't understand that they violate some rules, they say that historically it's our place or something else. It's very, sometimes it's look very crazy, sometimes as a black humor or something else. So we need to first of all to win this information war, to stop this very strong flow of Russian propaganda.
Exactly, we are in the middle of information and disinformation war. Unfortunately, we are approaching the third anniversary of the Russian aggression on Ukraine. Recently, we marked 1,000 days since the beginning of the Russian aggression on Ukraine. Do you have a number of how many people have been displaced, how many people have been killed?
So I may use only official information, but I think that these figures would be much more that I can tell you. Maybe yesterday, maybe before yesterday, our president aired that 42,000 Ukrainian defenders who died during this war. I think it's justified figure, confirmed figure, but it might be more higher that we can today we may confirm. Second, we lost during this full-scale war 659 children, just only children that killed by Russian weapons and Russian missiles, rockets, Shaheds and others. There are a lot of our citizens also killed during this war. Civilian people in Kharkiv, in Zaporozhye, Kherson and other towns that day to day bombed by Russian missiles. This, you see that last 2 months is the attacks by Russian missiles and Shaheds more and more stronger than before. So today I can say something. We lost and Russians stolen to 20,000 our children to Russian Federation, and they don't want to give us back. Only one thing, five rulers of our towns today present. The body of one of them returned back. It's Evgeny Matveyev, who Dniprorudny from Zaporozhye region, major of Dniprorudny. He died in Russian prison, and the Russian side returns his body back to Ukrainian territory.
How does a life of an ordinary citizen actually in Ukraine today, nowadays, look like? A life of a woman, a life of a child, a life of the elderly?
We all living under this enemy from Russians all day long. We use, all of our children, our citizens use the safe places prepared around all our towns. But we try to continue our life, not to stop it. We cannot stop it it's because it's our life. Our children try to study, sometimes in distance, sometimes they visited schools. We built some underground schools in towns that stay near the line of contact of front. So a lot of our medical center destroyed, but you know that one of the central child medical center destroyed fully in this summer, but we rebuild it, we renew this work. All our citizens can take the treatment in some of these situation, but all of us under the enemy. The psychology atmosphere in Ukraine very tense.
Mr. Ambassador, thank you for this conversation. Let's hope that the situation will be better and that the situation will improve.
We always thank God and for all people who try to keep peace in this world. Thank you for your attention to us also.
Thank you once again. Dragi gledaoci i slušaoci, bilo je ovo još jedno izdanje Pola sata Demostata. Moje ime je Tamara Bajčić, a do sledećeg gledanja i slušanja ne zaboravite da se pretplatite na naš kanal na YouTube-u i da zapratite Demostat na svim društvenim mrežama. Doviđenja i prijatno!